What is going on, tribe, and welcome back to another Galaxy of Heroes video. I am your boy Scribble, and we have made it. It is finally the weekend. Friday morning beckons the beginning of a brand new Galactic challenge featuring some really weird Old Republic Mandalorian type nonsense. That's Redbox, baby. We find ourselves on Camino, a very watery planet indeed. The global modifier is basic training. Whenever a character in the leader slot ends their turn, all allies gain a stack of morale, which can't be copied, dispelled, or prevented for each active ally. Whenever a character deals damage to an enemy or recovers health, they gain a stack of morale. Lots of morale here. Whenever a character is inflicted with a debuff or receives damage, they lose a stack of morale. Whenever a character defeats an enemy, that character gains all the stacks of morale on the defeated enemy. And whenever a character starts their turn with 10 or more stacks of morale, they gain advantage for one turn, which means we are guaranteed to crit. Whenever a character ends their turn with 15 or more stacks of morale, they gain protection up of 50% for one turn. Morale essentially gives us stacking crit damage, defense, max health, potency, and tenacity. It's a lot. Our modifier is Protocol Exterminate. All droid allies have got plus 30% offense, and whenever a droid ally scores a critical hit, they inflict target lock, which can't be resisted. Oh, it can be resisted, apologies. For 2 turns, which is great for GG teams. Whenever a droid ally damages an enemy with target lock, they recover 10% protection. And the enemy modifier is the Code. They gain stacks of this thing called Clan Loyalty. Whilst they have Clan Loyalty, they've got a massive chance to assist, plus 50% chance as a base, and they deal 95% less damage. Clan Loyalty, for each stack of it, also gives them stacking max protection, counter chance, and that damage penalty reduces by 1% for each stack. So yes, they can in fact start to do more damage than normal. What feats then? We need to win with a full team of droids, which isn't too bad. We need to complete the battle after scoring 30 critical hits, and because they're as chunky as a monkey, it's very easy to do that. And then we need to complete with an undersized squad. All of these things are very, very doable. We're going to go over a couple of options for you. Couple of droid teams for us to get through, and we'll get rolling. Firstly, we're going to go with a pretty typical, easily accessible team for a lot of people, which is going to be your standard General Grievous. So we're going to go in with General Grievous. We're taking in B1, B2, Droidica, and Magna Guard. I'm not saying this is the best team. I'm starting with teams that I believe to be the most accessible to the widest audience, okay? So GG, B1, B2, Droidica, and Magna Guard. We've got all of the Zetas on these apart from Maggie's, because Maggie's is useless, more or less. Relic 7, 3, 4, 3, 5, not amazingly high relic levels or anything like that, and I don't believe my Grievous is particularly well modded. He's got all health sets at the moment, only 110k health, 230 speed. I do value speed and potency on my Grievous more than max health, and it seems to have worked for me so far. So let's roll the footage. Now, what I'll say before we begin is that it is easier to win this if Armourer doesn't start with the Mass Assist. If Armourer starts with the Beskar Armor ability, it's a lot easier because your Magna Guard should survive out the gate. So that's what we have here. She puts that 2 stacks over on Paz, and it's really not so bad. We start our counterattacks, we get our bonus turn. The idea, first and foremost, is you want to spread target lock to everybody, okay? Get that target lock across in a GG team. Whenever you hit someone with target lock, you're going to be generating TM, and they can't counterattack, which is very important. Stun Bo-Katan so she can't daze your team, and use your characters. Spread that target lock. You can see Armourer still doesn't have target lock. There we go, we've got target lock. This is what we're looking for. Everybody on the enemy team has got target lock. We've got Bo-Katan controlled. After this, you want to be stunning the enemy team. Priority is keep Bo-Katan stunned, keep Armourer stunned, because it'll make your life a little bit easier. If she gets that triple stack of Beskar armor on somebody, it gets a little bit irritating. It's not hard per se, it just takes a while to kill them. So I think we accidentally let Armourer get it off once on Paz, which is a little bit annoying, but ultimately, you know, we still managed to TM train. And that's basically how it goes here. Just try and keep Bo-Katan stunned at all times. If you can take her out as well, that's all the better. She's not particularly tanky. Look at those AoEs absolutely ripping through. So yeah, that's all there is to it. Once you get to this point, you should be having enough TM generation here that the enemy barely takes a turn. Just try to control them, like I said. Keep them stunned, kill Bo-Katan first, kill Canderous next, and then just work on maybe Armourer or maybe Paz. I like to try and control. I think we failed this stun here. Oh no, we got the stun. Maybe this time I did actually let it go all the way through without her doing anything. You can see I'm just trying to spread these. Getting the stuns on the characters that are about to take a turn makes it that much easier. They don't really have the damage output once they're all controlled like this, so it's not so bad. Using the AoEs here, just keeping myself nice and healthy. Honestly, at this point, I probably could have just put it on auto and we would have won just fine. Looks like the enemy is really not having a good time right now. You know, they're all target locked and buff immunity'd and heal immunity'd. Yeah, we're definitely going to deal with this armorer before she gets that. Oh, are we? Actually, she might get the triple stacks off. There we go. It was this run. She got triple stacks of Beskar armor over on Paz. Now, what that means is that we can't crit Paz. He's going to recover protection when he takes a turn, but he's not really ever going to take a turn. So all we're going to do is just, like, wail on him. Not with money, not with credit. Put your wallet away. Not that sort of wailing. I mean, you're just going to slap him about the face a lot with all your droids. You can get rid of Imperial Super Commando. I don't think he even took a turn, truth be told. He's gone. See you later, buddy. And at this point, just put it on auto, guys. Just put it on auto, and you'll be absolutely fine. You'll see that this Paz is just basically taking no damage, and he's got all that stacks of clan loyalty, which means he's gaining max protection, and he's still got bonus protection as well. Thing is, it doesn't matter. Like, it really doesn't matter at all, because we're ramping max health on our General Grievous, which is how we are doing our damage, and he just doesn't get to take a turn. We've stunned him, ability blocked him, etc. And you can see, eventually, we kill him with a stun, he takes his bonus turn, and he just dies. Easy money. You'll get basically all the feats apart from the Underman feat doing that. Now, if you have Stap, you can absolutely do the same thing by dropping out Droidica and just throwing in Stap. I didn't want to show it with Stap, as Stap is a newer character, but it works exactly the same. Now, another team that I find works incredibly well is actually Sortie Droids. Sortie Droids made this a breeze, basically. You can pretty much full auto it. So I went with Sortie, I took in BB-8, R2-D2, C-3PO, and Chewpio. This team here, I know it's not the most accessible team, it's why I didn't show it first, but it can basically just go in there on full auto and pretty much get things done. When I did it before, there was like, they took a bunch of turns, but it just didn't matter, essentially. Didn't matter, so the only thing that I would say is you probably don't want to be attacking Paz too much. That's about it. Let's just see what happens. We'll put it on full auto, and we'll see where we go over here. Yeah, nice bit of control over there on Paz. Chewpio just doing stuff that Chewpio does, and they're going after my my BB-8, sorry, not R2-D2. He should be okay in a second. Boom, boom, boom. Look at all those debuffs we're spitting out right now. Lovely jubbly. Wiggly, wiggly. Yep, yep. All that blind, really, really helpful. If in doubt, really just get the targeting off Paz. You don't really want to be targeting Paz. It's not going to do you any favors. It's just BB-8 with that tenacity down just makes life so much easier. She tries to mass assist and nobody assists. It's just great. So here we are, going in on Canderous Auto first and foremost. Let's see, can we get him done? They do that counterattack, they heal a bunch. Unfortunately, that Bo-Katan Zeta will do that, so maybe it's worth controlling and killing Bo-Katan early on. But let's just see. I think the exposes should do the trick for us here. It's very frustrating when they resist debuffs, when they have tenacity down. It's like, is that legal? You can see BB-8 has already fully recovered, basically. There we go. We've gotten rid of Canderous Auto. I will definitely focus down on Bo-Katan next, because she is, well, she's gone. He's dead, Jim. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. As you can see, there's really nothing to worry about so much. Bo-Katan armor over there, getting that triple stacks once again on Paz, might be a little bit annoying more than anything, but I don't think it's necessarily going to be a problem for us. That mass assist coming out of C-3PO just really does great damage. All the blinds that we get from Chewpio as well more or less mean that the enemy almost never hits us. And Chewpio is, of course, going to be ramping damage if he kills units with that second AoE. It might be worth it just for me to focus over on ISC right now because he doesn't have Beskar armor. We might as well whittle down the numbers even further, give ourselves the benefit of numbers before we go back over to Paz Vizsla over there. It looks like the game really, really wants to target Paz though. Probably because he's nasty or something. Well, he is a bit of a badass. But as you can see, guys, this, like, when it gets to this point, the enemy doesn't have the damage output to actually do anything. The only thing you're in danger of, realistically speaking, is just timing out. And I don't think that's going to be the case, truth be told. I don't think that'll be the case. Let's hope it's not the case. Once you've got through their protection, you'll find out that they don't actually have a whole lot of health. So it doesn't become too bad. There we go. ISC is gone. Now it's just down to Paz Vizsla, and I'm relatively certain he's just going to fail to do anything of any real importance to us. There we go. We're getting some good damage coming out of R2-D2 now as well. He's doing some pretty significant amounts of damage. We've got that expose going on. We've nearly chewed through all of his protection. He's stunned, he's confused, he's exposed, he's got offense down and evasion down, and all this sort of business. It's not really a good time to be Paz Vizsla. There's his bonus turn, and he just topples over, I think. There we go. Jobs are good. So it'll definitely get you all droids, it'll definitely get you critical hits and all that sort of business. Good stuff. So we still need to do an Underman victory, which I'm more than happy to help with you right now. So, for me, Sith Underman is very, very easy. Get yourself your Traya, get yourself your Malak, get yourself your Nihilus. That's kind of the core. I went in with Savage for the last slot just to give us that little bit of extra juice. But you could probably even go in with like Wat Tambor or something. Throw weapons tech on Nihilus so he takes more turns. Throw recovery tech on Malak so that he stays alive. But generally speaking, after the first turn, the enemy should be relatively controlled. You don't want to kill Canderous. This is the interesting part. You want to leave Canderous alive because Canderous is going to be constantly spitting out damage over time, which will keep Malak taunting, which is exactly what you want. You just want your Malak to be tanking all the damage. In fact, at this point, we should probably just focus all of our attacks on Canderous so that he counterattacks and hits Malak and keeps him taunting. That's kind of the aim of the game right now. And then you can systematically just annihilate each and every character one at a time. Isn't that pretty? Isn't that pretty? Now, Traya's lead, obviously, when they attack out of turn, they are going to be dealing max health damage to themselves, so that helps as well. There we go. Let's do another life drain over here, and Nihilus is going to have his Annihilate ability off cooldown immediately, and I just recommend using it immediately on Armorer. Just take her out straight away. Take her out so she can't spread that Beskar, she can't do AoEs, she can't do those mass assists, none of that business. She's gone. Isn't that wonderful? And that's kind of it, guys. Keep Isolate over there on Paz, and I imagine at this point you could probably full auto. I imagine it'll be quicker if you did it manually, I believe, but you could probably full auto at this point because they don't actually have any sort of damage. Whenever they attack you, they're most likely going to be hitting Malak. If they're not hitting Malak, they're hitting Savage, and they won't be able to chew through him. And your Nihilus has just ramped a bunch of max health as well, which is great from absorbing that Armorer. Next up, I guess you could go ahead and annihilate Paz. Just take up his max health. We're gonna just hit auto at this point. There's no real concerns. Once you've got rid of Armorer, once you've got the team controlled with all the fear and the taunt from Malak, you can see they don't do anything to him. Unfortunately, they don't have a boatload of max health, so when Nihilus does that life drain, it basically does nothing. Don't forget, they're constantly stacking max percentile protection, so it's like their protection is disproportionately large to their health, so things like life drain don't really do a lot. Still worth doing because obviously you gain additional offense and you can put health, heal immunity down on your basic and stuff like that. But as you can see, Nihilus just picks apart the team one at a time, and it's a wonderful, wonderful thing to experience. I love a nice, easy Galactic challenge on a Friday morning. It gets us nice and set up for the weekend. So how about, whilst we're here just waiting for this Traya team to finish off, you tell me, what are you going to do this weekend, guys? And if you don't want to leave me any sort of commentary about what you're doing this weekend, how about you give me your favourite emoji down there? Just so I've got a little bit more engagement from wonderful, wonderful people. And that's going to about do it, guys. That is going to about do it, ladies and gentlemen. That is all the feats done in a couple of teams. That makes it very, very nice and easy for you. Make sure you do like the video if it was helpful to you. And if you are new here, please do hit that subscribe button. Massive shout out to my wonderful patrons. You guys are awesome. Thank you for your continued support. Peace out, everybody. And may the Force be with you.